Hi everyone and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Claire Carmichael. I'm a registered nurse in the UK and we're here to talk about this new pay increase for NHS nurses. So yes, the government has finally agreed to an NHS pay rise for NHS nurses, which will be backdated to April 2022. There are one or two details which are unclear, unfortunately, but here are the key points. Firstly, pay rise details. Full-time salaries are going to increase by £1,400 for most nurses, which is equivalent to around 4% in the UK. So how does this actually impact nursing salaries? So in terms of affecting salaries, I'm just going to give you a few examples just to show you a rough guide, just like we were talking about, there's different bands, different pay lengths, things like that, to sort of think about when we're thinking about these pay rises coming in. So hopefully I can give you some examples that's going to help you understand that a little bit more. So as a newly qualified nurse, you would start as a band 5 and this salary is equal to £25,655. But now with the new increases, the starting salary for a band 5 should be £27,055, which it works out as a little bit more than 5%, I think. Whereas a nurse at the start of their band 6 salary will be paid £33,706 a year, which is an increase of 4% because they used to get paid £32,306 a year. So it works out just a little bit over 4%, whereas a band 5 is getting just over 5%. So it's not that fair if you look at it properly. And a nurse at the top of their band 6 salary will now get £40,588 a year, which represents a 4% increase. So starting salary for a band 5 newly qualified nurse is just a little over 5%. If your starting salary as a band 6 nurse, it's just over 4%. And then if you're at the end of your band 6 salary, it's just 4%. And let's just break down what is £1,400. £1,400 a year is equivalent to around about 71 pence an hour. 71 pence an hour. What can that even buy you these days? Which I think equates to about £26 a week. It's not good enough. So what is the general reception of this new pay rise? Spoiler alert. So as you might have seen on social media, maybe even in the news, there's been a lot of backlash about this pay increase. A lot of unions have criticised the pay increase as well. And there's a lot of uncertainty around this pay increase for nurses. And the government originally suggested a 3% increase, which was actually a pay cut. Because of inflation and things like that, it's still really, really low for nurses. And since that 3% was offered on the table, there's been even further increase with inflations, and now it's an even bigger pay cut for nurses, even though it looks good on paper, which of course has created a big backlash and criticism from our trade unions. And the Royal College of Nurses and other unions have sort of spoke about taking further strike action for this. So a mass strike is not off the table for this. And there's been a lot of this I've seen as well on social media. A lot of people are calling for action. It's time to take a real strike. I know when people have gone on strike before about the pay cuts and lack of pay rise and the pay freeze that nurses have had for all these years, there was a strike, and for that strike there was criteria that had to be met. So it was like an organised strike. So it wasn't, for me, it wasn't a real strike, because you could only go to this strike if it was your day off. It wasn't really a big mass walkout strike, and I'm not sure that that would ever happen, because I know, especially me as a nurse, I would be too conscious about my patients. I couldn't just walk off a ward and leave vulnerable patients and that would risk my own NMC pin. You're leaving a vulnerable patient. So how these strikes are going to look in the future, I don't know. Whether we can work some sort of big mass strike without causing an impact to the patients that are already being delayed and wait times and suffering as a result of all of these cuts. We'll see. I'm not going to go too political on that, because I've got very strong views and my own personal opinions, so I'm not going to. But I just know that this pay rise is not good enough. It's not good enough for nursing. Nursing has always been undervalued, understaffed, underfunded for years now. There has been this mass, not even just nursing, the whole of the public sector, we're on 0% free a 0% pay rise. It was a massive freeze in all pay rises for a number of years and years. Meanwhile, inflation is going up and our pay is stayed the same for all of these years. And now it's almost like a little bit of a slap in the face that, oh, we'll give you this 4%. It doesn't even meet the criteria needed for inflation. You know, we as nurses, we have to go through a 3-year degree. This is a profession. We need to be paid and valued as a profession. And it just feels like, from a personal opinion, it feels like a bit of a slap to nurses. Not only that, I mean, we save lives literally every single day. And then we had COVID. We've had all of that COVID going on. Everyone was outside clapping. Where is everybody now? Where is our government now? We don't want claps anymore. As lovely as that was, I was moved and I was honoured by all of the claps. I loved standing out there, and it gave me that motivation to keep going as a nurse. But we need more. We need better services. We need more support. We need better pay for nurses, to get nurses like encouraged into the nursing profession. If you see that small amount that just about covers your bills and things like that, you might not want to come into this profession. People have got mortgages to pay, rent to pay. The electricity bills have gone up, as we all know. The prices of food and things like that has all gone up. Everything is going up, but the pay just doesn't meet it. And nurses are using food banks. I've seen this myself on social media. Nurses are resorting to food banks because they can't afford to feed their families. This is not okay. We should pay nurses what they deserve for the input they have in this country. Is amazing. It's just, yeah, I'm getting too political and I'm venting about it. It's not okay, and I have to be the voice for nurses that haven't got that voice right now, and I really hope that more is done for nursing. And the final point, so this is all we know for now. We expect the official pay scales will be published shortly, but in the meantime, everything pay related will be updated on the Nurses.co.uk platform, so make sure you check it out.